Let's rip the bandage off right now. You're not as safe as you think. You walk through life spilling your secrets, bearing your soul, believing the world will catch you when you fall. Newsflash, it won't. The moment you overshare, you don't just open a door. You hand out blueprints to your enemies, a step-by-step guide to tear you apart. Welcome to reality, where trust is a luxury and betrayal is the default setting. You've been burned before? Don't lie to yourself. That friend who turned your confession into gossip, that stranger who twisted your vulnerability into a weapon. And yet here you are, still tempted to spill your guts like it's some grand act of courage. It's not. It's weakness dressed up as honesty. This is where Stoic philosophy kicks in, hard and unapologetic. The ancient Stoics didn't survive empires, wars, and chaos by blabbing their fears to every passing ear. They built fortresses within, unshakable, silent, strong. They knew the truth. What you don't say can't be used against you. Control your tongue, and you control your fate. That's the raw, gritty wisdom Victory Stoic is here to hammer into your skull. This isn't fluffy self-help nonsense. It's a battle plan for a world that's out to break you. Today, we're diving into 10 things you should never, ever share with anyone. These are the keys to your inner kingdom, and giving them away is how you lose the war before it even starts. So buckle up, because this ride's not for the faint-hearted. If you're ready to stop bleeding your power and start claiming victory, hit that like button, share this with someone who needs a wake-up call, and subscribe to Victory Stoic. Because warriors aren't born, they're forged. Drop a comment below with your Stoic mantra or a story of when oversharing backfired. Let's build an army of the unbreakable, starting now. Number 1, your income or assets. Flash it, and you're a bullseye for greed. Number 1 hits you like a freight train. Never ever flaunt your income or assets. The second you let those shiny numbers slip, how much you make, what's in your bank account, or that sweet little condo you just snagged, you're not just bragging, you're painting a giant neon target on your back. Greed doesn't knock politely, it kicks down doors. And trust me, the world is full of vultures circling for their next meal. You might think you're impressing people, but all you're doing is handing them a menu, with your name as the main course. Take Dave, your average guy next door. Dave got a fat bonus last month. Couldn't help himself, had to tell his buddies at the bar. 6 figures, boys, I'm living large, he crowed, buying rounds like a wannabe king. 2 weeks later, his cousins texting for a small loan, his co-workers hinting at a business idea, and some random from high school DMs him about a can't-miss investment. Dave's not a baller anymore. He's a walking ATM. Should have kept his trap shut. The minute you flash your cash, you're not a friend. You're a resource to be mined. The Stoics saw through this nonsense centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius, that badass emperor, said it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your wealth? That's your business, your fortress. Broadcasting it doesn't make you powerful. It makes you a fool begging for trouble. Stoicism isn't about hiding because you're scared. It's about wielding silence like a weapon. So what do you do when some nosy jerk, say Aunt Linda at the family reunion, pokes with, "Hey, how much you pulling in these days?" Don't squirm, don't spill. Flash a grin and hit her with, "Oh, enough to keep the lights on and the coffee strong? What about you?" Boom. Polite, slick, and you've dodged the trap without breaking a sweat. Keep it vague. Keep it yours. This is Victory Stoic territory, where you don't just survive the leeches, you outsmart them. Lock that vault tight, warrior, because the only one who needs to know your worth is you. Number 2, your personal or family secrets. Spill them and you sink your own ship. Number 2 slams the door on your loose lips. Never share your personal or family secrets. You think those skeletons in your closet, your private struggles, that ugly fight with your brother, or the time your mom pawned the TV to pay rent, are safe with someone else? Think again. The moment you let them out, you're not unburdening your soul, you're arming a sniper with bullets engraved with your name. People don't guard your secrets. They trade them. They whisper them over coffee, twist them into gossip, or wield them when the time's right to stab you in the back. This isn't paranoia, it's physics. Human nature always seeks the path of least resistance, and your vulnerability is their shortcut. Picture Sarah, sweet Sarah, who thought her best friend Jen was a vault. Sarah spilled it all, her dad's gambling problem, how it trashed their family savings. Felt good to vent, right? Until Jen, 3 beers deep at a party, blurted it to a room full of strangers. Poor Sarah, her dad's a total mess. Cue the pity stares, the hushed rumors, the awkward silences at every gathering after. Sarah didn't just lose her privacy, she lost her dignity, her family's too. Logic's simple. You can't control what leaves your mouth once it's out there. It's a wildfire, and you're the idiot who lit the match. The Stoics nailed this one. Seneca, that sharp-tongued sage, wrote, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. Life's messy enough. Why hand over the map to your chaos? Keeping your secrets isn't cowardice, it's strategy. Every family's got its shadows, every soul its scars. But those are yours to carry, not to broadcast. The world doesn't deserve your raw truth. It hasn't earned it. And here's the kicker. Even the kindest listener today can turn Judas tomorrow. Trust erodes faster than a sandcastle at high tide. So when someone pries, "What's really going on with you?" don't cave. Try this. "Oh, same old grind, just keeping the ship afloat." You? Deflect, dismiss, done. You're not lying, you're commanding the battlefield. Number 3, your weird hobbies, spill them, and you're a punchline waiting to happen. Number 3 drops a truth bomb. Keep your weird hobbies under lock and key. You've got something quirky that lights you up. Good for you. But the second you share it with the wrong crowd, it's not your passion anymore. It's their comedy special. People don't get different. They mock it, judge it, or plaster it on you like a cheap label. Your odd little joys? They're sacred ground, not a circus act for the world to gawk at. Open that door, and you're not just inviting curiosity, you're begging for ridicule. Take Mike, a 45-year-old accountant with a secret. He's obsessed with anime. Not just casual Naruto reruns, full-on sobbing over. Your name, cosplay in the basement-level fandom. Or maybe it's Lisa, 50, who spends her weekends stripping her house bare, chasing that Japanese minimalist vibe. Empty rooms, one chair, Zen vibes straight out of a Tokyo Teens playbook. Cool, right? Until Mike mentions it at the office water cooler, and suddenly he's that creepy cartoon guy. Or Lisa posts a pic of her stark living room, and her sister cackles, "What, you broke, or just nuts?" Point is, their quirks didn't elevate them. They turned them into memes. People don't admire weird, they weaponize it. The Stoics saw this coming. Epictetus, that no-nonsense philosopher, said, "First say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. Your hobbies? They're yours to be, not to explain. Sharing them with a world that doesn't get it, or worse, doesn't want to, is like tossing pearls to pigs. They'll trample them, then turn on you." Logic's ironclad. What's precious loses its shine when it's dissected by fools. Anime at 45 or a minimalist shrine at 50 isn't the problem. Expecting others to respect it is. They won't. They'll smirk. They'll stare. They'll slap you with a nickname you can't shake. So when someone sniffs around, what do you do for fun? Dodge like a pro. "Oh, I keep busy. How about you?" Boom, you're out. No fuel, no fire. Hide it, hoard it, live it, because the only approval that matters is your own. Number 4, your poor health. Flash it, and you're begging for pity or predators. Number 4 cuts deep. Never let your poor health slip out into the wild. You've got a creaky knee, a chronic cough, or maybe something heavier dragging you down. Fine, that's your fight. But the moment you broadcast it, you're not just sharing a fact. You're rolling out a red carpet for pity, exploitation, or both. People don't hear "I'm struggling" and think, "Wow, what a warrior." Nope. They either slap a sad face emoji on you, drowning you in useless sympathy, or they start scheming how to use your weakness against you. Your health's a crack in the armor. Don't hand the enemy a crowbar to pry it open. Imagine Tom, mid-30s, decent guy, but his migraines are a nightmare. One day he tells his boss, "Hey, these headaches are killing me lately." Next thing you know, he's Fragile Tom around the office. Co-workers tiptoeing with fake concern, while the boss quietly shifts big projects to someone more reliable. Or worse, his buddy Steve hears it and starts borrowing cash. Come on, man. You're not doing much anyway, right? Tom didn't gain support. He lost ground. Spill your ailments and the world splits into two camps. The ones who baby you till you're suffocating and the ones who smell blood and circle like sharks. Neither's your friend. The Stoics had this figured out. Marcus Aurelius, who battled his own frail body, wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Your health struggles? They're your private war, not a public sob story. Sharing them doesn't make you brave, it makes you a target. Logic's brutal but clear. People love a damsel in distress until they can profit from the distress. Keep it locked down, and you keep your power. Nobody fights your battles better than you, and nobody needs the playbook to your pain. So when the inevitable "how you holding up" hits, don't crack. Smirk and say, "Oh, I'm still kicking. How you managing?" Deflect, redirect, stay king of your castle. Hold the line, soldier. Silence is your shield. Number 5, your sex life. Spill it and you're a soap opera, not a legend. Number 5 lands like a punch to the gut. Never share your sex life. What happens behind closed doors, your wild nights, your dry spells, your kinks or lack thereof, isn't a campfire story for the masses. You might think it's bonding, a cheeky flex, or just being real, but the second those details hit the air, you're not a player anymore. You're a plot line. People don't nod and move on. They dissect, they judge, they spread it like cheap tabloid fodder. Your intimate world isn't their privilege. It's your fortress. Crack that gate, and you're inviting a circus of voyeurs, critics, and creeps to set up shop. Take Alex, a guy who couldn't resist. Over beers, he brags to his crew, "Man, last weekend with Jess was insane. 3 times, no breaks." Sounds like a win, right? Until one buddy spills it to Jess's friend, who spills it to Jess, who's now mortified. Meanwhile, the group's texting memes, Alex the Stallion, and his quiet co-workers suddenly asking weirdly personal questions. Alex didn't score points. He turned his bedroom into a reality show. Share that stuff and it's not respect you get. It's smirks, whispers, or worse, someone banking it to shame you later. Privacy's a currency. Don't spend it on an audience that pays you in dirt. The Stoics saw through this game. Seneca, that sharp-eyed cynic, wrote, "What need is there to display yourself to others? It's enough that you know who you are. Your sex life's yours to live, not to narrate." Logic's airtight. The world doesn't need your stats. They'll either fetishize them, mock them, or use them to cut you down when the tide turns. Every lover's tale you tell is a rope they can hang you with later. It's not prudishness, it's power. The less they know, the less they own you. So when some nosy fool probes, "How's it going in the romance department?" shut it down. Grin and say, "Oh, you know, life's keeping me busy. What's your story?" Vague, smooth, untouchable. Keep your castle sealed, warrior. Your bedroom's a battlefield, not their gossip mill. Lock it tight and you stay king. Number 6, your political views. Shout them and you're a martyr for nothing. Number 6 crashes in like a storm. Never spill your political views, especially to someone you wouldn't trust with your last dime. You've got your stance, left, right, center, or off the grid entirely, and it feels like a badge of honor, a hill to die on. But here's the brutal truth. Flapping your gums about it doesn't change the world. It just paints you as a target. With the wrong person, some shifty acquaintance or a snake in friend's clothing, your convictions aren't a debate starter. They're a loaded gun handed over with a smile. People don't discuss politics to understand. They do it to win, to judge, or to bury you when your guard's down. Take Rachel, a fiery soul who couldn't resist. At a casual dinner, she declares, "I think the system's rigged. Power's all a game for the elite." Bold, sure, But her co-worker Mark, a guy with a grin too wide to trust, latches on. Next week, he's twisting her words to the boss. Rachel's got some wild conspiracy theories, huh? And suddenly she's the office radical, sidelined for attitude. Or worse, he's parroting her to his clique, turning her stance into a punchline. Rachel didn't enlighten anyone. She just fed ammo to a weasel. Argue with the untrustworthy, and your principles don't shine. They rot in their hands. The Stoics saw this trap miles away. Marcus Aurelius, cool as steel, wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Your politics? They're your compass, not their soapbox. Logic's merciless. The untrustworthy don't deserve your fire. They'll either douse it with scorn or fan it to burn you alive. Every word you waste on them is a brick pulled from your own walls. They're not here to learn. They're here to leverage. Save your breath for the ballot or the mirror, anywhere but their ears. So when some slippery type baits you, what do you think about this mess? Don't bite. Smirk and toss back. Oh, I think the world's spinning just fine. What's your take? Deflect, disarm, done. Keep your flag planted in silence, warrior. Your beliefs are your strength, not their sport. Don't let the unworthy draw blood. Number 7, your private feelings. Overshare and your heart becomes your Achilles heel. Number 7 slices through the mushy nonsense. Never let your private feelings spill out unchecked. Your emotions, those raw, tangled threads of love, hate, or hurt, are yours to wrestle, not to plaster on a billboard. Open up too wide and you don't just expose your soul. You turn your heart into a glaring weak spot, ripe for the world to stab. People don't cradle your confessions. They poke at them, twist them, or save them for a rainy day to rain on you. Your innermost feelings aren't a gift to share. They're a fortress to defend. Picture James, a guy fed up with his wife, Lisa. She's been snappy, distant, a total pain in his book. Instead of sitting her down, cracking open a real talk, or even just stewing in silence, he storms into the break room at work and unloads to his coworker, Pete. Man, Lisa's the worst. Nags me nonstop, doesn't even try anymore. Feels good for a hot second, right? Until Pete, that two-faced chatterbox, spreads it like wildfire. Soon the office is buzzing. James's marriage is a train wreck, and Lisa's cousin, who works HR, catches wind. Now James isn't just mad. He's humiliated, cornered, and Lisa's filing papers. He didn't fix a damn thing. He torched his own castle. Spill your heart to the wrong ears, and your closest bond becomes their juiciest gossip. The Stoics clocked this mess ages ago. Epictetus, blunt as a hammer, said, "You become what you give your attention to." Focus on venting to outsiders instead of facing your battles, and you're not a hero. You're a fool with a bleeding heel. Logic's crystal. Your wife might be a nightmare, but trashing her to Pete doesn't mend the rift. It hands him a torch to burn your life down. Private feelings are your turf. The second they're public, they're a weapon aimed back at you. So when the urge hits to blab, "How's the wife?" Pete smirks. Don't crack. Shrug and fire back. "Oh, we're keeping it interesting. You still single?" Flip it, lock it, walk away. Your heart's not their playground, warrior. Guard it fierce, because an Achilles heel only kills when it's exposed. Number 8, your unfinished dreams. Blab early and you snuff your own flame. Number 8 roars in with a warning: never spill your unfinished dreams. You've got a spark, a grand vision, a wild hope, and it's burning hot inside you. But the second you shout it from the rooftops, you're not fanning the fire. You're dumping water on it before it's even ablaze. Bragging about a dream that's still half-baked doesn't make you a visionary. It makes you a loudmouth with nothing to show. The world doesn't cheer untested ambition. It waits to watch you trip, then laughs when you fall. Take Kevin, a desk jockey with a grudge. He's sick of his petty tyrant boss, so he starts crowing to anyone who'll listen. "I'm quitting soon, gonna start my own gig, get filthy rich, show that jerk what he's losing." Friends nod, "Yeah, Kev, go for it." Even tells the boss, "You'll miss me when I'm a millionaire." Problem is, Kevin's got no plan. Doesn't even know if he's selling tacos or tech. Weeks later, he's still at his desk, quieter now, while buddies smirk and the boss smirks harder. Kevin didn't launch an empire. He launched a hot air balloon that crashed on takeoff. Behavioral psychology backs this up. Studies like Gollwitzer's on intention effects show that blabbing your goals tricks your brain into feeling accomplished before you've done squat. You talk, it feels real, and poof, motivation's gone. The Stoics smelled this trap from a mile off. Marcus Aurelius, that Stoic titan, said, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Dreams aren't for boasting, they're for building." Logic's ruthless. Tell the world you'll outshine your boss, and you've just handed them binoculars to watch you fail. Every word you waste on hype is fuel you steal from the grind. Kevin's fire didn't die because he couldn't do it. It died because he couldn't shut up. So when someone asks, "What's next for you?" don't spill. Grin and say, "Oh, just cooking something up. How's your gig going?" Vague, cool, untouchable. Keep your dreams in the forge, warrior. Talk's cheap. Let the blaze speak when it's ready. Number 9. Your doubts about others, voice them, and you breed enemies you don't need. Number 9 storms in with a cold slap. Never let your doubts about others slip past your lips. You've got a hunch. Someone's fake, hiding knives behind their smiles, and it's gnawing at you. Fine, feel it, weigh it. But the second you blurt it to the wrong crowd, you're not just venting. You're lighting a fuse to a war you didn't sign up for. Suspicion's a loaded gun. Point it carelessly, and it backfires, turning shadows into real monsters. Spill your doubts to untrustworthy ears, and you don't just look paranoid. You create enemies faster than a drunk starts a bar fight. Take Sophie, who's got a vibe her friend Mia's secretly against her. No hard proof, just a gut twist when Mia's too quiet or skips a text. Instead of sitting on it or confronting Mia, Sophie spills to a random crew at a party. "I bet Mia hates me. She's just too sly to say it." Word slinks back to Mia, who's a textbook narcissist. Loves the mask, hates the mirror. Psychology kicks in here. The self-fulfilling prophecy effect. Mia hears Sophie's doubts, rips off her fake grin, and goes full venom, spreading lies, icing Sophie out, proving every fear true. Sophie didn't dodge a bullet. She fired one into her own foot. Blab to the wrong people, and your hunch doesn't stay a hunch. It bursts a beast. The Stoics saw this mess coming. Seneca, that piercing sage, warned, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man." Swap death for doubt, same deal. Obsess over what others might think, then broadcast it, and you're not living. You're begging for trouble. Logic's razor sharp. No evidence, no case. Ranting to outsiders doesn't clarify squat, it amplifies the chaos. Mia might have been neutral, but Sophie's loose tongue made her a villain. Every doubt you air to the unreliable is a brick in a wall between you and peace. So when the itch hits, what's up with you and Mia? Don't unravel. Shrug and toss, "Oh, we're good. Just navigating life. You got any drama?" Deflect, bury it, move on. Keep your suspicions caged, warrior. Loose lips don't solve riddles, they spawn foes. Number 10, your grievances. Air them, and the past chains you forever. Number 10 thunders in with a hard truth. Never share your grievances like they're medals of honor. That old wound, someone's slight, a betrayal, a sting from years back, still festers, doesn't it? You've got every right to feel it, but the moment you parade it to the world, you're not reclaiming power, you're handing the reins to ghosts. Every time you recount that insult, you don't just relive it, you rebuild it, brick by bitter brick, until the past isn't just a memory, it's your master. Spill your grudges and you're not a warrior. You're a prisoner shouting your sentence to an audience that doesn't care. Take Leo, a guy with a chip on his shoulder. His old pal Nick ditched him for a better job years ago. Stung like hell. Instead of letting it fade, Leo drags it out at every barstool chat. "Nick screwed me over, man. Left me high and dry." Sounds like catharsis, right? Wrong. Friends tune out, strangers yawn, and Leo's stuck, still fuming over Nick while Nick's long gone, sipping cocktails somewhere. Leo's not venting. He's volunteering to be the past's punching bag. Psychology calls this rumination, chewing on old pain till it's your whole diet. Share it and you don't heal. You handcuff yourself to yesterday's trash. The Stoics cut through this noise. Marcus Aurelius, that granite soul, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your grievances, they're shadows, real only if you light them up. Logic's unyielding. Every time you air them, you don't purge the hurt, you polish it, giving it fresh claws to grip you. Nick's not the villain anymore. Your loose tongue is. Keep it locked, and the past stays where it belongs, dead. So when someone prods, you still mad about that? Don't take the bait. Smirk and say, "Nah, old news. How's your day going?" Shrug it off. Starve it out. Your past doesn't deserve a megaphone, warrior. Silence buries the chains. Break free and let the past rest. Conclusion. Seal your strength, rise unbroken. Here's the bottom line. Lock your lips and you lock in your power. This isn't silence born of fear. It's silence forged for victory. We've carved through 10 traps, 10 ways you could hemorrhage your strength by flapping your jaw to a world that feasts on weakness. Your money, your dreams, your grudges, every secret you bury is armor no one can pierce. Stoicism isn't some ancient relic. It's your war drum, pounding out a rhythm for those who won't bow to the madness. You're not here to spill your guts. You're here to rise like a titan. Life's an arena, raw and unforgiving, and you're the fighter in the dust. Flash your arsenal, your heart, your plans, your pain, and you're a corpse before the crowd blinks. Hoard them like a dragon guards its gold, and you stride out alive, scars blazing, foes choking on their own dust. This isn't for the frail, it's for the forged. Want proof? Share it all, then tally your loyal mates when the jackals circle. Good luck finding a handful who aren't sharpening claws. Your move's clear. Grab these 10 rules, clamp down tight, and live like a stoic beast starting today. No fluff, no tears, just steel. Now hit that like button if you're ready to fight smarter, share this with someone drowning in their own oversharing, and subscribe to Victory Stoic. Because warriors don't stumble into greatness, they claim it. Drop a comment below with this mantra, "I am the fortress," or your own story of when loose lips sank your ship. Thanks for watching today on Victory Stoic. You're not just viewers, you're the vanguard of the unbreakable. Keep forging, keep winning,